Gamers, we're looking at the first Smolder in Korea, and they wasted no time. This was blue pick one. They want to take this to this. Obviously, big underdogs here against T1. If they could win, and if it has anything to do with Smolder, then obviously we're going to see some ramifications when it comes down to the patch. Obviously, we've seen the patch notes already that they changed the W in live, a little bit worse at level 1, a little bit better at rank 5. Also, the stacking, the ability to spit fireballs has gone down a little bit, so Smolder will be a little bit worse. I do still recommend using your spells on your opponents as often as possible, right? Just this guy spikes so hard at 25 for the ability to spike faster, deal AoE damage. Everything for your fights goes up, gets better, so every single spell should be trained at an enemy if you can. This is also Faker's 900th game, and we're seeing Karma because the Malignant's Karma builds have been doing very, very well. It seems like this champion is very difficult to move. Recent updates have given it some extra AP. And as always, Faker with no skin, going with the original to play this game. All right, rest of the comp, we've got Yone, Rel, Karma, so a lot of setup from the jungle, can set it up in either way. We're going to see Talia almost definitely buying Merc Treads because we've got the Twisted Fate, Milio, Karma, Rel, all of which are going to be affected by it. AD, TF, even when you're playing I mean, this pick is absolutely insane. They took some big nerfs to the AD, the attack speed scaling got hit, the AP scaling on the blue card. All of these like little ancillary things that were making it just a tad too good, but especially the AS growth was a huge part for Twisted Fate taking a step down. And this is actually, I love this pairing with Milio because you get to it's like having a rapid fire cannon at level 1, right? You can throw your cards at maximum range, and we'll see how this goes. I wish they would show us this bot lane because Twisted Fate versus Smolder is definitely where I want to be looking. What skin is that? I thought I have the Smolder skins, and it's none of those. I'm curious. If you know, let me know what this is. Jiwoo is playing this all-white version. So we'll see how this battles out. I expect that Milio will gain prio with Twisted Fate because of the insane value on the E and the pick a card early. The ADTF, some people go with 1 point in the queue. Some people put 0 points in the queue. Because of the value of the other spells. Obviously, the big changes, the things that we're looking at for Twisted Fate are the W reset, whether or not we're going to get the fast pull up on the cards, and then using it for auto resets, which is a skill that is very difficult to do in the middle of a team fight while also focusing on your kiting. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit of a mistake. Goes for red into the wave as they get engaged to get a little bit of a trade back. Every time that you can do this as Smolder, you want to do it. That's actually, I love this pairing with Rakan because Rakan goes for these short trades. E forward, W onto them, E back, allows Smolder to get a little bit of room to land his W and his Q, possibly get an E in there as well. We'll see whether or not he goes for the 3 points into W or whether or not he goes for fast points into Q. The fast points into Q lets you push and stack much faster. The cooldown gets better. And especially on live, you're almost definitely going to want the 1 point in early, although there is an AP build with the 5 being a substantial chunk of damage here. But this is the big issue. Once you get out of mana, you feel like a pretty useless champion, so you got to call your jungler over, and that's exactly what they do. They've got Sylvie coming over on Vi, and they've got some good setup with Rakan. Also, a low mana Milio might not have enough resources. I would like to see them commit. Why are they not committing here? This has to be because they have occulted the start from Rel. Udyr doing Udyr things in the top lane, going to take this crashed wave and a recall, get his resources back, and come back up and party on. Vi ends up not going for the gank here. I don't know what I feel about this. I don't know how we come to this. Jiwoo has put multiple points into the W. It is the easier spell to land in the laning phase. Obviously, your Q is bound to your attack range, so we're talking about getting hit back at times, and especially versus Milio Twisted Fate, there might be a lot of return damage, but it's worth it if you can get in, especially once that pick a card goes down, or once the stack deck goes down. Once either of those goes away, you can step forward. You can E forward, QW, auto Q, and then step back. Right, and collect your 4 stacks. And it's very hard to deal with this plan, especially when you get fleet footwork and you're sustaining back up. You can deal a little bit more damage with a Comet build, Comet Scorch, cheap shot, and something like this to really focus on being a lane bully. But fleet footwork will scale a little bit later into the late game. We can almost guarantee that he's gone Legend Bloodline and coup de grace, and probably something like Triumph. Nice little chain CC moving up on mid lane. How are the continued rotations going to come? This has been a big thing in Pro. We haven't seen real dedicated macro plays where the bot lane has rotated in any meaningful way to try to secure grubs. 5 grubs and 6 grubs are obviously the big prize. If you don't get 5 or 6, then it tends to not be that worth. Hold on, let's look at this engage. I feel like Udir's just going to be able to walk away. Ultimate down, which you don't mind using. You want to get big chunks whenever you can. Okay, I like it right there. Smolder going in, tapping in some extra charges. All you need to do is get 1 hit on a champion. Get that Smolder, the E, to go over to them. Oh, Talia. Pressing up. I don't know what they thought they were getting here. Udyr just took that trade with the Yone out. Maybe they thought that they were fairly strong there, but getting caught on the enemy side with the Rel. Re-engage Rel, one of the best champions at killing this camp. Basically using her Q to Q smite and kill the last 2 at the same time often, although it doesn't look like she opted to do that right now. It looks like they went for the smite early. We're just going to go contest level 7 to level 5. You're obviously going to win here. Smite is coming up, so yeah, well done by Owner. Just saying, yeah, we can take this fight. I can see if you turn on your Ice Storm, it's actually going to leash this camp for me. So I bet Din wanted that back. You want to deal the most amount of damage, but you also want to stall the most amount of time. This was just engage. Yeah, it gets hit. Doesn't even juke around. I don't know. That seemed like a very jukeable spell right there. Love this play by Yone. Look at this. He's going to cut out as much of the wave as possible, too. Once he gets his stacks off the wave, that's when he snaps back. I'm surprised, actually, that he didn't go for more of the wave to make sure that this was gone. Perhaps it's because his wave is already close enough, and he doesn't expect that they're going to be able to crash it very quickly. Obviously, Udyr can push with the best of them, so he probably will go for this. But he is low on mana, so this is the last iteration. He also didn't put that R. He kind of cast it really soon. All right, he did get the empowered one coming out. So he does get that push out. He's going to take this plate, and then go back to base. We'll see if he rotates over for mid lane to dragon. Probably just going to trade it out, though. Milio and Twisted Fate happy to take their recalls right here, but and using their prio for Owner to just get to the dragon. Owner's playing Unafraid right here. Milio sticks around for just a little bit longer. Makes a lot of sense. Nice little macro. They're saying, hey, we can actually mess with Rakan. This is actually really clutch right here. Milio's looking for a potential back sooner rather than later. So using some amount of time now to take out people, to take resources off of people who just came out of base is a really important use of tempo. So really well done there by Keria. Obviously, we expect the best from him. Umayusi Ghost is down. Did he Destiny just to get into the play here? Yeah, looks like it. That's one of the things that's a little bit interesting about this Twisted Fate Destiny L. As a mid laner, you're much more likely to try to make plays into side lanes. As an ADTF, you actually have much more solo kill threat. The duration of the E stun is generally enough for a Kraken Slayer type build to get lethal, which is what I expect to see after this Static Shiv. The question is whether or not they go for these proactive plays, though, right? A lot of these characters will also preempt the Ghost, right? They'll cast the Ghost, right? Basically, you're going to cast W, Ghost, and R together. So you cast your first R, you take a look at the land, they're going to see what plays are available, and then they're going to go W, Ghost, and recast the R. And that way they can select their card while they're in transit. Yone getting punished here. Taking this Zeus pick, Zeus very comfortable on Yone, has hard carried, did fantastic at Worlds with this. It's, maybe the best Yone player in the entire world. But Udyr's a different beast right now, right? And he's taking it to him. Early plated steel caps. He's going to go for Iceborne Gauntlet and just going to hold on to this guy. But it will get outscaled. Now, as we continue this game, right, we see this playmaking. Taliyah, Vi are, seen together more often than not. Those two playmakers plus Udyr for space, right? Everything's set up to put Smolder in a position of success. Now, Vi is individually strong here. This is the pre-buff Black Cleaver, by the way, the one that Riot said was not strong enough. But in these games, especially versus Aftershocks, you might be looking at it more often. Vi is in a position to do well by herself, but make no mistake, this entire comp is based around keeping space for Smolder. They're going to try to get him the best possible positions. We'll see whether or not he goes for a full AD build, which I do not like, or if he goes for the Spear of Shojin burning build with Riftmaker and then going tankier. You can even go Iceborne Gauntlet and really build some tanky stats on that guy and just kind of stay up in the fights, right? Always have permanent uptime, but based on the roles that they have present, the fact that they have Vi with the denting blows, they've got Udyr to create space, they probably want the maximum damage build out of Milio out of Smolder for this game. Ooh, that red card, harass, so good. How did they manage this? I've not seen this before, where you're able to keep one of the grubs in the back of the pit. Was that because it respawned? Was it one that was taken earlier? I'll have to take a peek at that. Good use of the Smolder ult. Early Smolder ult does so little, right? So using it for wave clear is a totally reasonable thing. That's why we like it in mid lane too. You can use this ability. You can just set up, get some poke out, land a W. As soon as you land a W onto the melees with this 3W build, you can actually one-shot the wave with your W and your R, plus getting some good harass off. The W comes out, it slows your enemy champions, which means that your ultimate's more likely to hit. Sometimes you're going to see him cast the Smolder ultimate backwards as well, because it has a basically flash range buffer behind you. So even if you ult and then flash to safety, it'll still hit you immediately, and that's intentional, that's done on purpose. But if you want the fastest source of damage in a fight with people who are in front of you, you actually want to cast the ultimate backwards. All right, Udyr trying to take the maximum. Love to see this. He's got the completed Iceborne Gauntlet versus Vamp Scepter. So this is when the pressure starts coming on. You want to get the maximum here. If you don't, if you make mistakes, the Vamp Scepter just starts leeching back up, and it feels really bad to play against this lane. So we'll see how much Dindin's able to get here. Look at all the wards that we have on the bot side. 2 control wards, 4 trinkets being used around this dragon. So T1 saying that we're willing to give up some grubs, even let you take Rift Herald, so we can get this dragon. Hold on, we see the proactive play from Gumayusi. Everyone's lit up. Rakan's gonna hold people together, and Taliyah from the safety over the wall, unfortunately doesn't have the follow-up damage. Does have a little bit, flash it forward. I love this aggression, but they can't consolidate the kill. Not enough damage. They didn't get that upfront burst. Now Karma's gonna come in. I imagine this is gonna be a Mantra Shield. Maybe they've bitten off more than they can chew. It looks like split comms from both teams, right? Both teams look like they juggled in between multiple different characters there for the fight. Be very interesting to see that replayed. But you see Guma not being afraid to take it. Now, perfect timing though. You have Twisted Fate that made a play up in mid lane. You're going to have Twisted Fate rotate to mid. Karma's going to come down to the bot side. We'll see what they do with Smolder. I've heard some rumblings that Smolder is actually willing to stay in side lanes longer than other champions to just sit there and farm for a bit. I don't know that I like it, especially because his wave clear is so good. Well, Q flash from Rel. Here's the Faker. Early shield to start. Stepping back. There's a lot of minions contributing to this fight. You see how much damage Faker's taking. They're calling the rest in because they have Twisted Fate, but they lost track of Rakan. So now they're moving forward. They still have vision of everyone. And this, there we go, upfront damage. They feel like they're still strong, but now they have to run away from Udyr, so they lost track of timings. Yone's okay pushing up in the top lane. Milio trying to get in, trying to buff everybody up. Faker doing it like the best, weaving in auto attacks in between his spells. So many people are just missing out on those extra attacks. You saw him attack like 3 different times in that sequence. All right, rotations. Is Smolder going to come over? It looks like the answer is yes. All right, this is basically, you're always going to do this. It's this stage in the game, the 14, 15 minute mark, whether or not your turret is down, guys. You have to come over to this position because it allows your support to centralize, and you need the support to be central for the mid game. You need to allow them to be in a position to make all the plays. Not only that, but as a level 9 character versus level 11 spikes and first item completed with boots, you're dealing with maximum early game power from the people, from the mages relative to your position, right? Short of the assassins getting full build, there's no time that is more dangerous for a carry than first item completed by mages, because they can just one-shot you. One rotation is going to get you done. So you need the safety of mid lane. Not only that, but you allow your support to centralize. That is why in pro play you see fewer ganks from the mid lane and more stability. Everything that they do is an attempt to keep this turret alive and healthy, because they need it alive and healthy so that they can put their AD carry here. Now, Karma's going to have superiority here. She's still stronger than Talia. Has the Malignance done. Now, something that's interesting about this build is it really incentivizes casting the RQ combo. Whereas in late game team fights, you often want to get the RE. You don't necessarily want that. I haven't tested this, but I would like to know, if you know, hashtag StratChat, you can use the secret call out 1718. Ardent Sensor on Karma, will it proc Malignance if you use your ult to your Mantra Shield? Guess I have to go test it right after this. All right, this is a perfect situation for Smolder. Gets the angle through the river. His ultimate will always take out everyone here, dealing massive AoE damage here. Sorry, I shouldn't say massive. The ult deals the massive AoE damage. Then he comes up and just starts dealing sustained damage with this Fleet Footwork proc, keeping him healthy. Now, Keria's in trouble. Udyr will never get hit by the bubble. You see him turn on the empowered E there to become unstoppable. Very good reflexes. Whether or not he did that predictively or with reflexes, either way, it's a good play. You see that Keria did his best attempt, which was get into the bush and cast it from the bush so that there would be no reaction time. But Udyr was able to sniff it out and make the play. And T1 is down significantly, right? 2K down. Middle turret is down. Northern quadrant is going to belong to blue team here. And we'll see how T1 goes to rotate to try to get this back. I expect them to try to do it through mid. Let's take out this replay. Smolder's in an optimal position here. A little bit early from Vi. Gets the timing wrong, but the bounce house is there for Guma as he arrives. And this is what we were talking about, that you have to be much more careful with your arrival as an AD carry Twisted Fate. You can't be jumping into the middle of the fight. You need to be going into bushes where they may not have vision of you. You need to have some spot. Now, in this case, they had control wards down in both of those bushes, which is largely the difference in these fights sometimes. Good job using the shield there. This is something we expect in pro. They do it all the time, but it's not 100% present. You want to know a little bit about the presence of where people are. Hold on, we have another engage. They step forward. 2 shields are down by Milio. They say this is an opportunity for us to go in. We can bop in. They're trying like crazy to kite backwards here. It's going into the realm of Faker. They might be able to sustain this. Look at this. 3 control wards placed in that bush. This is a seasoned team. Obviously, you don't want to get all 3 of them in there, but the concept is this team has been coached. If a fight breaks out, you get a control ward in the bush, always. And you should do this too, every single game. If a fight is breaking out, drop your wards. Like, find a way in between auto attacks, in between movements, get those wards down, because every little bit matters for the fight. And any moment where someone escapes vision is the difference between getting it and not getting it. This rotation is very bizarre. Going into this corridor of doom here, Owner and Keria trying to protect Guma. So it's largely Guma's position that gets everyone into trouble here. Keria with a good job on the Milio ult. Talia stepping forward. I love it. Oh, nice job there by Vi using the blast cone, actually reposition. They're able to consolidate. They only get the 1 kill. But that is a 300 gold swing worth of control wards in the bush, by the way. That is not nothing. All right, so like we said, for T1 to try to get back into this game, they're going to try to keep this bot turret alive so that they have one stanchion, one power point that they can use, right? They've got the advantage in this lane. That wave will always be bouncing out a little bit better, but it is low health. Udyr would like to get this down as much as possible. And this might be the window, right? Yone rotating over to pick up a wave. That means Udyr is going to take this down. And this is kind of off script. I would much prefer to have Twisted Fate in the middle with 2 bodyguards, Karma clearing a wave and then rotating over, preferably bot, and then Yone in the long lane. But instead we have Twisted Fate going over, pushing out that turret. Does get the prize, right? The rotation does work, and he uses Destiny to get out. Decent use of the spell. This is a very low damage build, though. Static Shiv and Rapid Fire Cannon, going for Kraken Slayer 3rd, and only after this is he going to complete his boots. This is a fairly low damage build. It relies on the Static Shiv proc to help clear the wave, and that's not something that ADTF actually needs. So yes, it does make it visually appealing, and it does work very simply, right? You can just cue the wave and then the lightning is enough, or and the red card on the melees. It just kind of works out nicely. But then when it comes to your actual damage in fights, it goes way down. You can actually build Navori Quickblade style builds here with Essence Reaver. You can go Kraken Slayer, Essence Reaver, Navori, Rapid Fire, and you actually have enough damage to clear those minions. So I'm kind of surprised to see the Static Shiv, right? And especially against a lane, Smolder's gonna have such a weak mid game that I would normally want the highest damage output in that phase where you can actually punish him. Right now, Smolder has gotten away from this game with 230 CS at 22. He's doing better than 10 CS per minute. The stacks are at 220, so he's about to go Elder mode. And really, there's been no play towards that lane, right? We have a Karma Hold on, let's watch this engage. Vi buffers the ultimate to not get stunned, uses it in the time frame, says that we're strong enough here. You're using your yellow card. I'm actually going to engage on you. And we see the weakness of ADTF with this low damage build, right? This rapid fire cannon from this position, it's all about being set up. When you're the one who's engaging, holy crap, look at that damage from the combination there of Milio and Karma. The Malignance procking with the Horizon focus. That's exactly enough to kill him. Crazy. That is such a high profile kill that they got for themselves, and so important, because if Smolder's able to get away from that situation, he's got his 225 stacks now. If he's able to recall off of that, be on 2.5 items, probably going to be Rapid Fire 3rd and something like Bloodthirster 4th. Look at this play. This is beautiful by Sylvie. Sees the yellow card coming, casts it immediately at the moment, right? The frame that you're getting hit by the yellow, you completely ignore the stun duration, and you come in and start dealing the fight. The greatest part about Smolder for the pro comps is the ability to join fights from a mile away. This is something that was previously Ashe, Ezreal, Jhin territory, and much like the other casters of the world, it's, you know, he's a similar style build. You see similar style itemization to an Ezreal here. Except, you know, the exception being here the rapid fire cannon 3rd item, which you would normally see something else for Ezreal. But being able to join these fights from a mile away means that Vi can engage whenever she wants. Also, Smolder's got a split damage profile, right? The raw numbers are physical, but the fireball effect from the dragon magic stacks is all magic. So a nice little split profile, very hard to itemize against this champion. We see this build with rapid fire. I would personally love to see burning effects come out next, but almost always when we see this crit build, they go for BT. They want the maximum upfront damage. I personally prefer the Spear of Shojin build, but that's for solo queue, I guess, right? In solo queue, your teammates are less reliable. In pro, you absolutely know that these guys are going to create the front line for you. This entire team is based around Smolder being able to effect a fight. There we go. The engaged Talia wall behind is perfect, and she's able to jump to the other side of this. This is absolutely ideal for them. We're going to see if T1's able to turn this. Zeus might have a perfect angle. He actually walks himself out of the perfect flank angle. The comms must have been off there. See the power of the karma. It is a shame that Zeus did not go in there. Everything felt like it was lined up perfectly, but we had the perfect shields from this team keeping everyone alive. The sustained damage. This comp is meant for Yone to deal all this damage, and he dealt nothing. All right, this is where Ocean Drake will help them a little bit. These sustained fights, as we continue, they're going to start healing back up. Red is looking for Dragon. You do have Destiny available, and it is going to suss out the Baron. We'll see whether or not he ports in. I suspect that he will. Yeah, there he is. Yone's left to finish the Dragon by himself. Small little mini objective, getting this Scuttle. It is such a big deal to get the Scuttle Crab down, because getting that huge balloon of vision, larger than any other source of vision has ever given in this game, and revealing all the wards, right? You just instantly gain priority in the area when you kill the Scuttle Crab. So it is such a big deal. That is why these junglers, you're going to see them carry 2 stacks into these endgame fights. They're not using Smite because they want to keep one Smite for the Scuttle and another one for the objective or the fight. So they're very rarely going to be using it on camps. It is super important to keep it now more than ever. And honestly, anytime that someone uses Smite outside of those situations, if you're not securing a kill or securing an objective, and we're counting these post 20-minute scuttlers as an objective, then you're doing it wrong, right? This is a mistake. All right, Smolder's going to be the king of the lane right here, especially once he finishes this rapid fire cannon. I imagine that he's almost there. It looks like he's going to go over, pick up the Raptors in red, and then he's going to go pick up the rest. This is something that you'll see the good Smolder players do. I actually like this, saving the red for later. He's got enough money for rapid fire now, so he's going to save the red buff so that the team can get it later at a moment that's more advantageous. And this is something that you'll see with these teams synergizing, and what you have an opportunity to do. You want mid prio and into river control. And you come back, river control helps you get the mid prio again, and then they push that again. From there, now you pick up your buffs, you come back mid prio again, and now it's time to move up your ward line. Then your team can reset, you can come back out, and now you have the maximum amount of duration for your buffs. You can push out one more time, and now you've got control of the area. It is a painstaking process. It takes about 2.5 minutes to accomplish that cycle, but it's well worth it, right? And in these, quote unquote lull states where nothing else is happening, that is absolutely what you want to be doing, is setting up the map, pushing mid, making sure that you have access to the most avenues as possible. So you see how even after Smolder went back and they have this red buff available, they opted not to take it. This must mean that they want this to go down in time that they can contest Baron and Dragon with it, right? They want both of these things to be up so that they have red at the optimal time. They're not just taking red for no reason here. Campfire comes out, tries to get a lead. Yellow card, they get the pick on Rakan. The combination of rapid fire plus your range plus the Milio is enough to get that super long range card out. And it feels like Rakan, I mean, that's just a mistake by Rakan to be out that far. Now with Baron up, they're looking, but look where Zeus is right now. Zeus is taking an extra wolf camp, and it looks like they're resetting into lane. So they're using the one dead member as an opportunity to go get prio. They're not rushing down Baron right now. It is just Rakan, right? The damage sources are still there, including the Vi, Smolder, and Talia that have the arrival, and they have Udyr to shape the fight around. So they opt to move into the river, but they don't actually get that much. That death actually gets T1 the minimum here. I know, this is interesting. Yone killing the Scuttle Crab right now. That means the next Scuttle is going to spawn 10 seconds before the Dragon. Or sorry, it's going to be up this the shrine's going to be up until 10 seconds before the dragon, and it's clearing out vision now at a less important time. I wonder if T1 thinks that they can go for this fork. Now they took the red buff. Now this is going to be very important. Their red buff is going to be dropping off sooner, and the Smolder is only now taking theirs. So their red buff is going to last a little bit longer, and specifically long enough for both of these objectives to be up. You see it going down right now. So they're going to have an extra 30 seconds on this red duration for the entire team. That can matter over the course of these fights. Campfire, they're looking. I like this. Milio, Twisted Fate. They are looking at long range. Again, Vi goes forward. He says, all right, yellow card's down. Let's go for the hard engage. You've used your Campfire and your yellow card, so that's my cue to go in, and they find a good window. It's happened. The top lane matchup has been outscaled, and Smolder just takes out this team fight. Beautifully done. Vi has been playing so well. Props to Sylvie this game. Every time that the yellow card comes out, that the Campfire is down, that someone oversteps, right? The committal to that play, and it's saying, okay, I'm in. Q flash ultimate. I'm in all the way. I'm going to get full engage. I'm going to get this engage off with the backup of Smolder. And now Udyr is actually strong enough to survive that fight. Has the Frozen Heart. Oh my goodness, Goom, are you getting chunked again? They do end up getting the trade, but with the Baron going down and they're securing the Dragon for themselves, I actually don't like them taking Dragon here. Taking Dragon's a mistake. They're using valuable Baron time where they're up members. You don't mind if the enemy team takes Dragon. Right there, Q flash on Milio taking, or onto, wait, was that Faker? Yeah, that was Faker, okay. Beautiful position by the Talia, forcing them to go in a straight line to run away, which means it's very easy for the team to chase. So yeah, regarding this dragon, right? Enemy team has 3, you've got 1. It is inconsequential for you to get it. What you'd want, ideally, is you want an inhibitor down and Elder Dragon to spawn as quickly as possible. That's the best possible situation. You don't want 2 dragons and another dragon coming up, because that dragon, even if you win that fight and you use resources to move down to the dragon pit, that means you're letting inhibitors respawn. And that means that enemy team will then be full strength. They've essentially lost nothing but 2 dragons. They lost some tempo on the gold. You gained some gold. At this stage, it's not inconsequential, but it's mattering less and less, the total gold amounts, as we approach 70k. And so you take this dragon, you're actually doing, how do I want to say it? You're removing the opportunity for the enemy team to do you a favor of spawning the Elder. What you would like to do is let them take the dragon, so that Elder will be spawning next, and you go push top lane. And you want to take the top lane inhibitor 1 minute after the dragon gets killed. That way that inhibitor is dead for the entire duration, and it will still be dead with 2 supers in the lane pushing while the Elder spawns. And that's your ideal situation for closing out this game. Now, they do take the power. They have the immediate power of the dragon. They've got the Baron as well. So they're going to look to flex this as much as possible right now. But unless this turns into a significant advantage, then it's going to be a complete waste, right? They lost a minute to go get that dragon, and now they only have 39 seconds left on this Baron. And if they do not break the structures, then it's a full reset. Yone's going to be back online. Guma will be that much closer to 16, has 4 items already. Going for the Zhonya's next to stay alive, to survive these hard engages. And it's going to be that much harder for them to secure these fights. Look at this Milio build, by the way. Just boots 1, not even going for lucid boots. Very interesting. I can't say I agree with this. Especially compared to this Kindle Gem, right? Like, all that money that's in the Kindle Gem could easily be the boots and just a Ruby Crystal, and you'd be effectively creating the same item, but you'd also be faster with better cooldowns for your summoner spells. All right, Smolder is at 375 stacks. 25 away from getting an extra fireball, but this guy is spraying and praying. Who needs Elder Dragon buff when you've got this guy, I guess? One of the things that I don't like about this build, though, when you're looking at burn damage, right? If you had something like Leandry's is actually one of the best multipliers in the entire game, right? Just deals 6% more damage over the course of a fight. It just increasing on top of all the burn that's happening, the stacking, what is it, 2% damage per second that you're in combat. That adds up significantly, especially when you're burning. It's going to constantly be up and constantly proccing at that max value. All right, if you're T1, how do you get out of this? Well, a big Destiny proc, usually leading from good vision. Right now they have very defensive vision, which makes sense. They were just defending their base. I would have preferred to see them get something deep, possibly behind the red buff in the southern quadrant, if they could find a way out there. Obviously, that's easier said than done, but if you can get that, then you can see who might be rotating to an area, and really Twisted Fate would like to find someone that he could fight. The problem is there's not many people you can fight. Smolder is basically the only one left. Smolder and Rakan, if you could isolate them, but they're never going to be separated. They're going to be together. So Twisted Fate really has no targets. You can't teleport to Talia because she'll just knock you up right away and stun combo kill you. You can try to Captain Jacket with the Zhonyas. Just arrive and immediately proc the Zhonyas. But now we go. This is the ramification of the decision from 5 minutes ago. Remember when they took that dragon and I said, okay, this is great. Like, the only thing that they're going to get out of it is another dragon. Okay, now they've got this other dragon, but that's it. The base is still intact for T1. They've lost all of their outside the base structures, but they're relying on their base structures. They should be okay here. And comparing that to a situation where you could have had the inhibitor down and then you'd be fighting for Elder, you'd be happy with that, even versus a soul, right? Especially this soul. Smolder doesn't care about this soul, not at all. Interesting position. You see how Smolder actually takes like a sentry position? This is normally a spot that you would reserve for... Oh, hold on, they get a chunk. They're going to go for more. This guy's going to go into a camp and heal up off of the Raptors. That means T1 has a window. The call is to step back, let Smolder heal back up, which he does. He goes back up to full health off the Raptor camp. That's enough time for T1 to get into the spot. Now, Sylvie has found an excellent position for themselves. Can use the Blast Cone. It can be Blast Cone into an R across the fight. We'll see whether or not they use it. He's flashing over for Zeus. Interesting. I would have expected this to be an R on through the line there. Talia's going to split up the fight. They are separated. Keria flashes over. Multiple flashes are being used. All of the flashes are down. This is a big, big problem for T1. Now, hold on. Sylvie's looking to step forward. You might not want this. You know that you have flashes, or you have more flashes than they do, so you're liking your odds in these fights. Faker trying to flash for this engage. Nice Zhonyas from both of those, avoiding that big chunk of damage. And they're going to stay together. Owner's trying like crazy to get in a position where he can flank at all, but he just can't do it. This Udyr's too strong holding space. They tried to bite off more than they could chew going into that Baron pit. Smolder came back. I would have preferred to see them step up and try to get structural damage, get more gold back into the game. Or at least have a contingency plan to get off the Baron, but instead Vi got in with a perfect spot, blast coning in. Could have used the R to literally get a 5-man knockup. Are they going to go for an end call? Is that why Sylvie's chasing Karma here? Gosh, look at that healing. This champion is so impossible to take down. But Sylvie's just going to dutifully watch this. Going to count to 8. All right, Q's down. Karma knows that they have a window to get back into the base with the Q finally being down. That's actually masterfully done right there. 2 people doing their job very, very well. Karma trying to get back to base. Sylvie trying to stop them. Or Vi trying to stop them. Let's look at the position on this fight. Zay is completely out of position. Got chunked, has nothing left to give. And now you're significantly down on resources, right? All those flashes are down. And there's nothing left to give. So now they're going to say, yeah, we're still strong. We still have flash on Smolder, so we're a little bit stronger for these fights. Not only that, but the strength of the Elder Dragon buff on Smolder. AoE damage for these fights as well. Oh, big chunk onto Carrier. That's going to be GG. Hold on. Never mind. Karma with the clutch shield. Look how hard this team is to kill. Look at the positioning. Udyr willing to step out, right? Has the shield, steps out to flank just a little bit. Buffering spells. Make sure that if you're getting stunned, you are casting a spell in that time. Beautiful engage by Yone. Reads the play that they're going forward, finds the perfect opportunity to go forward, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Nope, it's not. I got to applaud the attempt, though. That was about as good of a chance as you're going to get. Enemy team thinks that they have the engage on carrier. They all run in a straight line. Yone finds the window to get a 3-man knockup, but just does not quite have enough there. And that's going to be it. T1's going to go down. Look at this damage right here. Bop, bop. Young Dragon grew up quick. Blue pick 1. T1 gets punished for finding out whether or not they would leave it up in the draft, or maybe saying, hey, if we give Smolder, we'll get Twisted Fate. But what a performance. Nice job. Well played. Very clean fights. Actually, pretty sweet to see that, and especially the play from Sylveon Vi, like buffering those attacks, buffering those spells in response to the yellow card. Fantastic done. Well done. All right, I will be right back. All right, here we go. Let's get some games in. Let's abuse some Renekton. A day later, let's check out the patch too. Jace, a significant spike. This was intended. Ahri as well. Ahri's going to be very comfortable for all ranks now, including pro. She'll be back in the scene. Soraka got a big buff. Lane dominant. Renekton's going to be a powerhouse. Volibear, very interesting. Just nice, nice job by Freak. I got to give him a shout out on this. Like, they moved a lot of levers on this champion with the goal being an overall buff, and they got that. That's what they got. 1.5 points up. Buff. Play pattern is still very linear. You get rid of the trouble cases of long duration of the ultimate, but you just make it generically a little bit more powerful. Kalista, we thought was going to be net neutral. Makes sense. Fiora was obviously going to get nerfed. Allow a big nerf. She was OP, right? Maokai, not feeling it nearly enough. And this was interesting, right? They said we wanted to target about 2% down. And, yeah, it's just not there. Just not the one. Zyra, somehow the jungle win rate went down. I don't know why. Maybe it's because new people are playing it, but Zyra jungle should be absolutely insane. Thresh got the huge buffs. Yeah, everything makes sense. Lulu mid. This is the one thing that we haven't seen. We could play Lulu top as well, but we're gonna aim for the top side. EDG Aku. This is probably a booster, but we'll see what they've got to say. Let's go and warm up our Renekton hands. This is where I'm going to want to be. Usually I want the attack speed because it synergizes more with the Conqueror. I'm glad Jace Renekton are back and every last champ top, not just Chungus Juggernaut running at you. Yeah, right. We definitely want this. Last stand for the all-in. The attack speed, right? Same reason that we want it here, to make sure that we're stacking up Conqueror. And solo queue, we might go Ignite, although I find Teleport's just going to be more dangerous anyways. But the Ignite, if it's the difference between a losing matchup and winning a matchup, then it allows us to do some things. How you doing, Ocean Star from Twitch? Alright, what do I want to do? I want to clean up some combos. Okay. Be like here, let's see with Tiamat. Yeah, okay. So you see that zero animations wasted if you do the Tiamat into the Q. I'm gonna try to get this again. We'll try it with an E first. We're gonna go E. I never cast my Q. Okay. That's obviously something we don't want. Okay, interesting. So the W duration is going too long. I can get my Tiamat off in the middle of it, but I cannot get my Q off. But if we go like this, okay, that's not bad. Okay, and you're supposed to be able to cancel the W with the ultimate. So it's, yep, there you go. Don't lose any of the animation. Uncancelable auto attack, so you can add in extra frames. You should be able to do the same thing here with the Tiamat. Okay, good. About. Okay, yeah, so the Q cannot be part of that sequence because the W is still going too long. That's interesting, because this one, that's clean, right? There's no animation lost there. It feels like I've lost nothing. Whereas if I go, yeah, that's too long. Definitely, it's definitely Tiamat than Q. So, no, it's still missing the Q. Somehow my Q's not getting part of this. There it is. All right, we got it all off. Clean. Oh, definitely wants to be the ult first. The ult first also makes sure that you stay topped off on Fury as you go up. So we go. That's pretty clean. Wait for this duration to go off. Now, I've seen a couple different builds, right? Interesting that Hexplate's not on here, because Hexplate feels like it would be really good as well. Maybe too much index to the attack speed. The move speed would let you get into fights, so you press your ultimate and get a 15% move speed boost. That feels like it would be noticeable. Can I get an auto attack off in between the second E? I don't think so. Okay, yeah, I guess if I'm really quick, E left click. Nope, fumbled that one. There it is. Everything. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like that one. In general, we're gonna be here. Now this is a choice, right? The lethality would absolutely kick ass, but temper gives you extra move speed. Extra move speed and then slowing enemies when you jump in the middle of the team. This feels like it's almost always gonna be the best. This is probably gonna be our build. Maybe like Black Cleaver. Hey, stride breaker on the wrong button. Okay. Reset. Let's do a little CS challenge. Sorry, I gotta test one more thing here. Do 12. We gain 5 health off of this. Three. Okay. So it's 3 health off of each auto attack, like 3.5 health. And when I activate, okay, yeah. So I do get the vamp. I get the lifesteal here from the auto attacks, but it's not going to work on anything else, right? All right, how are we going to play these early lanes? With this stat profile, 825 base health means I should be able to just walk up and use 2 Qs. 7 seconds. To get to 50 health, it'll take me about 6 seconds. 7 seconds, actually. So, yeah, you can just Q right away, right? You can just go up the second they hit you. You walk up and you fight for prio, right? You take some damage. You use this right away, and then you continue attacking. And then it's up. Okay. This would be the worst possible situation. I need to make sure to not get caught into this. If we have a bot top clear, we might be able to do this. Probably too early though, right? Even at level 2. Yeah, alright, don't do this. All right, let's go for it. Walking up, early Q. Early Q to start the trade, and then we would be trading autos with them while the minions are in a favorable spot. Hopefully taking it. So we're going to go up. Auto. Auto, assume that we're trading an auto with them. Auto a minion. Q. Step back. Pull the wave down a little bit so that I get the push for the next wave. And then go from there. So we would touch this, go here, we'd hit them in the face, probably do something like this. No, I'd like that Q to be in the middle of everyone, and then we'd pull the wave back. And then we'd be fighting them for every CS. Then they'd come up. Obviously don't want to be missing anything. Fourth melee will always be enough for level 2. You don't need to hit the casters. You don't need to kill the third caster. So this would be a crash right here. This crash is no good though, right? We'd want them to be fighting back. Right now we started with that HP lead. If we were going to go for a crash here, it would look something like this. Assuming we got the crash off, this is going to be 2 Qs in the middle of the roster. Alright, so we would get this crash and then we would be recalling. Not quite healthy enough, so we need to make sure that we get that stacked wave coming in. But all it takes is 1 minion to do this for the lane to grief and come back. Whether or not we give this one, gonna practice our spikes here. Recording our spikes. 1, 2. So we actually only missed 1 melee here. This would come back to us. Now these 3 melees should be enough to get us to level, right? Is it just 2? We don't actually need these casters. The problem is that they'd be hitting 4 right here, so we generally have to play back. With the Ruby Crystal, we'd be about the same amount of stats. We can't do like double Dorn's Blade anymore. Oops. All right, 3 points in Q, and then we'll move forward. We would do this, 444, so we'd be in time for Scuttle. Okay, so this is a good plan. And when I say Scuttle, I mean these things. So it'd be level 5.25 coming down for these. There's a world where I can sit around and collect all these things. Look at all that extra gold. It's nothing. Not worth leaving the wave for. But, I mean, we'd be there in case we needed to. Alright, so this should be the front line. And the casters from last time should be enough for 6. There we go. And then we'd look for a dive. Okay. Warmed up. Let's do it. Renekton Brain is on. I would not like this build. I see people building this and I don't think it's right. The interesting thing is the Tiamat. Stridebreaker feels like it's going to be the best, but it's also very expensive. Tiamat gets you spite. Eclipse seems fantastic and it's cheap. Maybe it should just always be Eclipse. Tiamat into Eclipse maybe? You can go Hubris. Hullbreaker's a fantastic... Hullbreaker. Cyclosword. Huh. Hullbreaker would work with your Empowered W. So if you went up, dashed into them, attack with the reset, triple attacks, one more attack, that would be the 5th one. So you'd get this proc right away. 140%. Of your base attack, plus 3.5% of your health. That's fascinating. Interesting that the cheap boots... I mean, it's all about item efficiency, right? Sometimes buying the brown booties. Imagine the cheap boots being rushed just is insane. Always.
Shed light on our fears.
Raptor almost definitely did it, and the other two people are accounted for, so we're good. We have a Swain, so we might look for an Ignite here. But it's Rel. Could be a Brand jungle or a Rel jungle. Almost definitely going into Tenacity this game. Merc Treads is a must. Merc Treads is already insane. Only way it gets better is if they lock in like Ash Syndra or something. Ugh. Damn, obviously the worst possible case. Alright, what's the shape of the fight? We've got, it looks like Swain. Who's more likely to be the support? Who's likely to be the jungler? Swain's going to be mid, Garen's going to be top. Garen we should be able to bully. I don't need unflinching against him. So against Garen, I think I'm supposed to bully and try to go for plates. Maybe it's actually domination, though. We're going to try to kick some ass and take some plates. It is Brand in the jungle, so we should be able to mark him pretty easily. And also go for invades, because Brand needs to be on a very specific cycle for his cooldowns, and if he's not casting all of his spells to get his proc off, then he's missing out on tons of damage. So we should be able to crash, try to create a four stack crash into an invade. So we're gonna go get vision right off the bat. We want to be really healthy. It is Brand as well, so maybe we don't go Doran's Blade. Oh, we still do.
Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
I think it was too far. He saw me turn.
Minions have spawned.
If he spins on the first wave, Conqueror is stacking. I think he actually just beats me. He does have Doran's shield though, so I think the sustained fight will favor me. That's a very bad use of his potion right there. He does have Ignite, so I actually have to be careful. Alright, so now I get to turn this into a rebound. Maybe I should just teleport back here. So he's got it. He already used his potion. I must have pulled aggro a little bit too much. Him getting the last hits though is actually keeping this lane alive for me. Alright, we're good. I should be taking much more than what I've done here. Alright, so we'll go for a rebound. We're going to go for this engage. Vi actually went for a 3 camp. So she'll be in position to go for this. Didn't want to do it. All right, so she's ribbon clearing. Interesting path here. Blue-red Krugs into reverse. That's actually the worst possible way to maximize when it comes time to maximizing your clear. All right, I've got the wave, but Brand's in the vicinity, so there he is. We're good. Perfect. No. Oh, I could have used my empowered shield there. That's right. Bye. Alright, we fast push this so we can help the Vi out, and now Vi's going to go back into a reverse clear. Maybe we try for a dive here. Probably not, though. We just roam. We disappear into fog for a moment, make them call for the back. They think that we're coming over here. Twisted Fate should be careful on the right side. That's where Brand is looking. And we'll go pick this up. Because we're going to have Rylai's from probably two of these champions. Plus we've got the Rel. Tristana jumping on it. I mean, Tristana probably unlikely to jump on us ever, but could happen. Alright, so this is my strongest point, I believe, against this guy. I haven't played it to the maximum yet. I let him take too much at level 1. Alright, jungler confirmed on bottom. I'm going all in here. Really? Okay. I did not think it would be that much. And then I had the opportunity to dash back in and get the Q. I just thought I'd be alive. That's my B. Steal damage. I'm not playing this right. Alright, Brand's bottom, which means we can steal some camps. Get away from this guy.
An enemy has been slain.
Perfect, it's wasted. It's got blue card. What's the face not here? I need to go here. I just die out of the bush there. I wish I'd actually just come straight down here. Okay. Buffered. Rail's too far. Dude, Zeri's huge. Alright, I'm just fumbling this. You know what? This is the Garen changes, right? They gave him early game strength. I'm misevaluating it completely. Jesus. I don't remember it being that bad. Is it just because of the armor diff? Like the fact that we used to have the armor rune? Dead. Okay, I'm just getting completely gapped here. Well, Zeri and Rakan will completely counter it. Well, he's okay against Rakan, but Zeri completely counters him. Yeah, at this point we're just talking about a massive level difference too. Nice job. And you know what? I told myself that I was gonna buy early Tiamat. No, we didn't do that either. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we've just done a lot of things very, very poorly. They dead? That sucks.
Ally has been slain.
Come on, TF. I appreciate the call, but still you gotta be ready. Brand's there. Oh, Christ. How did Brand get over here? Did he just walk past us and I didn't see it? I gotta dial in. Jeez, this is awful. "32 seconds. All right, this is actually pushing back out. There's no way their entire team rotated over, and I'm so weak that I think this is the best thing I can do for my team.
An
like literally the weakest guy on my team. Even Rakan's stronger.
Has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret. Has been slain.
All right, here's a little tech here. Just gonna leave this cannon. We're gonna let it simmer here for a bit. Now our wave's gonna gum up on this side. It's gonna take a tiny bit of damage, but now the reinforcement's gonna come on this side. We're just gonna kill the caster, and then we're gonna regroup with our team.
An ally has been slain.
No. That's never gonna hit. This guy's already dead. How about this? This feels super tilty. He's just dead.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
That's the guy we should be engaging on 100%. No, oh no, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. That was our gank angle on the Swain. Just dead to level 6. Now he has nothing left. We'll see. Okay. Again, we could have Twisted Fate here.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
If I die, we can just deal the maximum. They don't have many cooldowns left. Again, we should be stronger here. Maybe we're just not. Maybe I'm just awful. Huge.
An enemy has been slain.
It's definitely not dragon. This is absolutely wrong. Oh my gosh.
Your team has destroyed.
Just peeling this area here. See if they're coming straight here. Yeah, they did it. That's the most I can do. Oh no. Do I get caught in it? Oh, what am I doing? That's me. Why'd that plant disappear?
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
I might be off my game. I might need to take a nap or something. No. This guy trying to backdoor.
Has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Not my day.
Enemy has been slain.
Oh, couldn't quite get it. Huh? Yeah? We're ahead on this, right? They've got a faster respawn than me, but Tristana's dead. We're good. You want to use that for the speed boost. Oh, my teleport's gone. I mean, I'm not. I just have to defend now.
An ally has been slain. Shut down.
Gross.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
They don't have a wave, do they? What the hell were they thinking? This is for my team. I should just be coming here, so I just gotta fix this wave. It's not quite fixed. Oh, and the guy's inting. Oh my god, we're gonna win this game. not going to win this game. Zeri backed. Okay, I mean, I have Deafin on, so maybe they had the pings, and maybe this is right. And maybe just going there and setting back would be okay. But they have chain deaths, right? We could just go respawn, go over there, let someone with teleport go.
Inhibitor has been destroyed.
No. I've been stunned. I'm dead. That's on me. I'm just dumb. Oh, gosh. Got no more E. She's in trouble. Flash is down. That's the last thing she's got. It's cheating. Awful, awful, awful. I can do better. I can do better. just like way worse. 1 and 2. Undo. Is this actually a board game?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
I wasn't paying attention. Man, I'm so tired. I'm not doing all my fundamentals, so I'm definitely, this is going to be the last one. I recognize that I'm tired right now. Something's not right. That's not good either.
A summoner has reconnected. First blood. Ally has been slain.
All right, shake it off, Roberto. You can do this.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
go, Lilia. Show me what you got. Do I go a step further? Can do it.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. An ally has been slain. Shut down.
How come it didn't destroy the shield? Really? Okay. Yeah, I suppose it makes sense. Alright, this is down.
An ally has been slain.
Too bad that wasn't the Kraken Slayer proc. Clean it. Hey, why would you throw that before just kicking?
An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Double kill.
Why? Okay. It's something. I wish that guy had kept on hitting some damage though.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Has been slain. Has been destroyed.
Hey.
Has destroyed a turret.
I just got danced around like a mongrel. Oh my gosh. And we left Jinx alone.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Nice bomb. Okay.
Shut down. Ally has been slain.
I gotta be better. It's dead. This is significantly worse than Iron Spike Whip, that's why. Okay, I've been trying to set this up. That's why it's no good.
turret has been destroyed.
I'm just playing awful.
Killing spree. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. A summoner has disconnected.
Stun never went off. Alright. Might be that I'm a little bit tired. Might be that I'm getting some lag. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just tired though. So that's going to be 0-2. But this is the beauty of the best of threes. When you realize that you're playing very poorly, you just like, that's it. And then I can reflect and look back and be like, all right, yeah, it actually took me a while to get to bed last night, and I woke up a little bit earlier than I thought. So, you know, that makes a difference. getting less than 7 hours as opposed to like 8.5. Malignance. That can't be right.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Nice. It's mad slow. Alright, sorry guys, that was awful gaming. We'll try to get it better for next time. This guy was great. That's gonna be it for me. Catch you guys next time. Peace.